we're back, I believe. We just locked in our team. I believe our opponent's ready. Go back to the Cassiopeia music. The whole reason I had the in-game audio turned down so much was because I was using that music. So here's our opponent, Frosty, and let's see what he brought. Okay, Ting Lu's here, unfortunately. No Iron Valiant. Honestly, I kind of expected that. I think Golden Go and some of my defensive core is really hard for Valiant, but that doesn't make me any less happy to not have to deal with it. So he's got no Val, no Petrarite. So what's our Grafai's purpose in this battle? He's got Noivern, okay. No Serena. No Electros, no Glamet. So if we look at his team, it's pretty weak to rocks. So if he can get rocks up, we can put his rocks from us onto his side. So that would be nice. Gyarados is threatening. Obviously, if it becomes a grass type, it's a bit of a problem for us. What do we want to lead with? Could lead Cinderace, but we don't really want to show him that we're Balloon. We could lead Landorus. I feel like Noivern is a possible lead for him. We could also lead Hands, but I think it's pretty important defensively for Gyarados. I did not really think of a lead. I think I'll actually lead the Grafai, and if he leads anything but Ting Lu, we can Parting Shot. And that's what we'll do. Probably should have thought about the lead a little more. I didn't want to show off Blastoise's item or Cinderace's item. Didn't want Hands taking unnecessarily chip. Could have led Golden Go, I suppose, and just got some damage down immediately. But he's got a lot of things that really threaten Golden Go. Actually, half of his team between Gyarados and Entei. I don't know, but good luck, have fun to my opponent. And thank you to Mr. Nova for having this battle sitting around ready. So he leads with Gyarados, which is not a problem for Grafai. He could Terra immediately, I suppose, which would be fine with me, because we get to see if he's flying, grass, or ground, all three of which I'm okay with. Could go for a knock, but if he's Terra Ground, he does just one-shot us. So I'm just going to Parting Shot and see what he wants to do. He may not Terra turn one, but we'll at least keep him relatively weak. So leads with the Terra Cap. I want to say it's going to be Ground, but Flying was definitely a fine option here too. But I think Ground just kind of hard bricks Hands is more so than Grass does, because Grass also makes him weak into certain things. He does not decide to Terra turn one. Which is fine with me. We get a Parting Shot, we get to reduce his stats. I actually didn't see if he was Intimidate, so he may have seen my Clear Amulet. I'm not positive. Hands is the easiest switch in here because it forces the Terra, but he might go for an EQ, which kind of makes me want to go into Landorus. If he goes for a Water move, though, we're in trouble, but I think double Intimidate would be kind of nice. We want Landorus for Jirachi and Entei, but I really don't want to take an EQ on anything else I have, so I think it probably is my best play. But maybe not. Maybe I just eat a Waterfall right here. So we do get him to -2 immediately. Pops an item. Adrenaline Orb? Adrenaline Orb, okay, so he gets to +1 speed. Goes for an Earthquake, doesn't hit us. So he's now at -2 attack, but +1 speed, and we know he's Earthquake. Minus, plus. I mean, he could definitely just go for a Water move here. Blastoise is a pretty safe switch in there. We could go Grafai, trying to catch a setup move, maybe a Dragon Dance. It's really expendable for us right now, so we'll just switch back into it. It's really not doing a whole lot outside of encoring setup, so if he Dragon Dances here, we're in good shape. Although our knockoff's not doing any damage all of a sudden. So, I don't know if I'm faster. He might switch as well. We'll see. He Dragon Dances so we can Encore him. We know he's not Mental Herb. He might see the Encore coming because I always bring Encore, but that doesn't stop me from clicking it. If he wants to switch, he can switch with Parting Shot, and we're fine. No reason to really click Knockoff since he doesn't have an item. So EQ DD, I assume Water move. And then it would be Terra Blast if he's Grass or Flying. And if he's Ground, I guess it would be some other coverage move. So, okay, he lets me just Encore him. So this is one turn of Encore. We'll Dragon Dance again. That'll get him back up to neutral, but he's locked in permanently. I can just click Gunk, or I could click Knock. I think I will click Knock the first time because he's pretty likely to switch here. And whatever he brings in, we can get rid of the item up and we're in good shape. So I gotta tell you, when I drafted Grafai, I did not expect it to do half as well as it's doing. Like, I love this thing. He will just continue to Dragon Dance, but I can just Encore him again once it ends, so that's fine with me. I'm guessing what he'll probably do then is he'll Dragon Dance until the Encore ends and then he'll switch. But I will take all the extra damage I can get. I'll go ahead and show him my full moveset. I'll go for a Gunk Shot here because this will make him not want to switch. And Gunk Shot does way more damage than Knock does. I mean, maybe he switches here and he gets me, but that's fine because Gunk Shot hits most things. Nope, stays in. Dragon Dances. So he's getting threatening, but we have Encore, so we don't really care. We do actually land the Gunk Shot. Does a huge amount of damage. And Encore ends. That's not going to stop me from clicking it again. He can switch. He can have a free switch all he wants. I'm not going to let him sweep me with this Gyarados right now. Does switch, which is totally fine. Probably Tinglu. General. I don't know who that is. Tinglu. Okay, good to know. It's immune to Prankster. And what I can do is I can just go directly into Cinderace on this guy. Just to make sure. Low Kick does two-shot it, so if he does decide to set hazards here, we are just going to give them right back to him. If he Ruinations us, we're in an awkward spot, but I don't know if he'll be that aggressive. So that we handled Gyarados pretty well. I think it's at like 30% now. So Grafai is proving to be really annoying, which is exactly why I like to use it. We've got Cinderace coming in. He's probably like, why would you ever switch into Cinderace? But we've got Air Balloon at least. He's Payback. Okay. So we don't hit it, but ouch. Payback does 96 or 94 damage. 94. It's showing 100 base power. Okay. So if it's halved, then that's like no attacking move. Payback. So we'll just U-turn. He protects to see what I'm going to do. That's pretty smart. So Payback, Protect. Makes me think maybe this doesn't have hazards. I am definitely just going to go Landorus if he decides to stay in. We do take a chunk and get rid of our Air Balloon on Cinderace for what will be marginal damage, maybe about a third if he's Spadef, which is not preferred, but I mean, we had one free switch in. I guess Landorus was really free here, but I couldn't have known. Payback will be stronger here, so it'll hurt Landorus a little, but we will get an Intimidate. So yeah, that looks like max HP, max Spadef, pretty standard Tinglu. I will go into Landorus. Now, I'm preserving Blastoise in the back really hard when it would be strong defensively here. So I'm probably going to make him think it's Shell Smash. So he does just click Payback. Even at double damage, it really doesn't do anything. And he has leftovers, which explains the Protect. So I will hit him with a Taunt. I don't know what he would want to click, but I don't want him to set up hazards in front of Landorus. I guess I was a little hasty on the Cinderace switch. It was kind of free to go Landorus. I just wanted to immediately move rocks back to his side if he had them. So, a little overzealous on my part, but Cinderace is still super useful in this matchup. He doesn't have a whole lot of speed outside of Noivern, so it's not a big concern. And I'm pretty sure Noivern is not a Terra Captain. I could be wrong, but I think his only two were Gyarados and Serena. So I think that low health Gyarados is the only Terra Cap we really have to worry about. And so he switches, so we will get a taunt on whatever he brings in at least. Dragunov, is this Noivern? It is Noivern, okay. We will taunt it, even though Noivern rarely sets up. I don't know what this is. It might be Specs. Golden Go walls most versions of Noivern. I mean, what does it want to do to Landorus? Does a Draco KO me from here? I honestly did not anticipate the Noivern at all, so I'm really surprised to see it. Non-specs won't KO me, but this Landorus is so vital that I don't want to let it go down. Grafai takes a non-specs hit. Yeah, and almost takes a specs hit, but not quite. Obviously, Golden Go could come in here, but I really think he wants to click a Fire-type move. So we'll just play really aggressively with this Grafai until it goes down. So he goes for Psychic Noise. Does that KO me? Okay, no, but it does half. That's a cool move to put on Noivern to completely prevent healing. Wow. And he's Throat Spray. Yikes. So what does that mean? I mean, that really bodies most of my team. So I think what I want to do here is Encore, and then Golden Go can switch in and threaten him out. Because it will not do very much damage to Golden Go. So yeah, we will Encore. Would have loved to have had a Dark type. Well, I guess I could have Terra Encored there, but I really want to Terra Blastoise. So we do force him into Psychic Noise. He will get rid of our Grafai, but it did more than I wanted it to do with no Pecharunt, because that was the only reason it was here. So it was fine. What? Oh, he shook off the taunt. I was so scared. I saw that and I thought he lost his Encore. So Golden Go into Noivern. Mega Range should one-shot him. And Psychic Noise does like 15 to 20% to me. So I can't waste time tricking specs, even though Ting Lu's a pretty obvious switch in, so I am just going to click Make It Rain. Obviously, he does have a couple of switch-ins. Actually, like his whole team resist Steel, except for Noivern, but Shadow Ball, well, it would have two-shot. So maybe Shadow Ball was the better click, actually, now I'm looking at it. This thing's a threat, but at least we force it out and it won't get its Throat Spray back. So he brought a lot of one-use items, which is pretty cool. So he does switch, so no more Throat Spray. Entei comes in. So we'll get to see what this set it looks like. We do half, which is amazing. Yeah, so that's offensive Entei, pretty much max offense. Our easiest play is Hands. Our other play is Landorus. And Intimidate would be nice, but Landorus is not really a check. And Landorus is probably better than Hands into most of his team. So we'll just go into that. There's no way he two-shots us without a crit, I don't believe. Yeah, Sacred Fire never two-shots us. Flare Blitz would possibly, but he would take a ridiculous amount in recoil. So we'll see what he wants to do. I mean, I imagine he stays in and hits me, but... He goes for Sacred Fire. This never two-shots, never burns. Okay, nice. So, sorry if you heard that Steam notification. What? It's banded, I mean, pretty clearly from that damage. And he's at under half. Drain Punch may not actually beat him from here. We could predict Florges to come in, go for something like a Heavy Slam. I also kind of like the idea of Volt switching and getting Blastoise in here, though. So we'll go for Volt. Could very well stay in and just hit me with another one. But he should know that Hands... Okay, never mind. He doesn't care. He goes for another one. We do live it, and we have Hands as a sack later. I think that was banded. It did like almost 50%. So if it's Scarfed, I would be amazed. We'll just go into Blastoise here. And I will just click the Water Spout. He honestly has no switch-ins to it past Florges. He might be like Mirror Herb Florges. I kind of hope he is. So we'll just go for Terra Water Spout. Now, does this one-shot? I actually didn't calc it into Ting Lu. But Ting Lu is so ridiculously bulky, it might take one. With ease, it takes... Well, it doesn't take two with Terra, but still. That's a crazy calc that a super effective move is doing so little. So I imagine he sacks this here. I mean, it's good in the back with banded E-speed for the late game, I suppose, but I don't know. I don't know if it's that good. That Noivern is a real threat into late game, knowing that it can switch up its moves. It's probably like Shadow Ball, Draco, Hurricane, or Fire move over Shadow Ball. Maybe Roost. If it's Roost, it's even more annoying. But we'll see. So he doesn't switch, so we do get to take Inte. I'm almost sure that he's banded. But he may not be. He actually might be Scarfed, which would be annoying, because that would weaken our Water Pulse. He's not Scarfed, so we do KO him. And, yeah, I don't know what his switch-in is here outside of Florges. Oh, we crit, which is the least meaningful crit of all time. So Noivern's got 1 kill, Inte got none, and Blastoise got 1 KO, and Grafai got none. So I'm not feeling great about the position we're in. He has a lot of Pokemon that can still easily take 1 from Blastoise, which is kind of making me want to lean into the Torrent Surf endgame, which is definitely suboptimal, but our pieces are getting weakened. And that Noivern is just throwing me because I really did not anticipate it to show up. He goes into a mon we haven't seen yet, Florges. We can do a quick calc here. A max defense Florges gets 2-shot, but obviously he could just hit us here. Golden Go is the easiest switch in the world. And I don't want Blastoise taking any damage. So we'll go into the Golden Go. He's Alluring Voice. Are you also Throat Spray? Okay, good. That actually did quite a bit. Like 57. So Golden Go into Alluring Voice. I wonder if that's to hit, I guess to hit things that are setting up. Yeah, that's standard, no offensive investment. I am going to go for the trick here. Hopefully I can catch Tinglu. So he does switch. What are we giving choice specs to? I swear if it's the Noivern, I'm going to be mad. Wait, Dusty. I guess that's Jirachi. It is Jirachi. I don't know why Jirachi would come in on Golden Go. Let's see what item he was. He gets specs. We get Scarf, so we're still choiced. So what's the point? That's not what we wanted. I guess we beat Noivern now, but it's not really the plan. I mean, Jirachi doesn't have a whole lot that wants to hit us, right? He can hit us with Shadow Ball, and it'll do something. So if I look at Jirachi quickly, I mean, our Shadow Ball is doing a good chunk to him. His is also hurting us a lot, especially if he specs. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's actually really threatening. But it should never one-shot. It might one-shot, but I'm going to have to click Shadow Ball. This is bad if he's Shadow Ball. Okay, never mind. We just one-shot him. Did we crit? Oh, I'm so sorry. That never KO'd. That absolutely never KO'd without a crit, and that is so unfortunate. If he was max special attack modest, then yeah, Shadow Ball never KO'd us, but it would have done like half, or actually like 75%. He will go into Tinglu now. We can't trick it. So we will just go into Landorus. Could definitely get rocks up here now, seeing that our Blastoise is Scarfed Water Spout. We definitely need to do damage to this thing. That's a big problem, is we haven't really chunked him at all. So Golden goes now. 1 and something. Jirachi unfortunately goes 0-1. I am really sorry about that. If I end up winning with just low health Golden Go, then you know that it's 100% because I got that crit. So we can go get Landorus in. We know Payback protects. He doubles. Noivern? Noivern. Okay, that's a good play. We definitely can't KO Noivern from here. I want to say he clicks Psychic Move. He's playing pretty aggressively though. Flamethrower never KOs Golden Go, and then we can do a big chunk back with Make It Rain or Shadow Ball. It's not really how I wanted to use Golden Go, but we have a Scarf, so we might as well make the best of it, right? I guess if he's Fire Blast, it could KO us with a crit. We will double. That was a really good switch on his part, though. And he goes for probably move to hit Golden Go. Yep, Flamethrower. Does not KO, but does a crazy amount of damage. And with the Scarf, we no longer ever KO this, but we do a massive chunk. We could recover, but I think that's just kind of BM at this point. Worst case scenario is he Roost, but if that's the case, I guess we can Make It Rain spam until we crit. Which is not what we want to bank on, but it is a win condition. Otherwise, if he knocks us out, we no longer have anything faster than this, assuming he speed crept Cinderace. Which, honestly, I did not prep well enough at all for this. I should have had Sucker Punch. We'll drop a Make It Rain. Does knock him very low. And he probably knocks us out with Flamethrower here. Yep. So, damn. This Noivern is a huge problem. So what do we have left? I mean, we have Scarf Blastoise that we definitely go into here and just click Make It Rain. I think that's really our only play. He has to either sack Noivern or sack something else to me. So we'll go for Water Spout once again. And Noivern is 2 and something, and Golden Go ended with 1 and 1. Not bad. So Florges, if it's Spadef, takes 2 Water Spouts, so it could Wish Stall and run us out of PP, which is not great because we lost our Florges switch in, but he does just sack Noivern. So get rid of that. So he's got Ting Lu, Gyarados, Florges. That's it. So he's got his bulky core and Gyarados, a really low Gyarados. I could obviously just go for another Water Spout. I mean, I kind of have to. I don't have a good switch into this outside of Cinderace, and Cinderace isn't going to one-shot it. So I think it's in my best interest to just hit it in the face and see what kind of set it is. So we do hit it. And we do half, so it is probably Fizz Def. He hits us with an Alluring Voice, so our next one won't knock him out. That is 99. So Alluring Voice is doing 30 to 36%. So if we get nice rolls, then we could get him to knock us down to Torrent. We'll just go for another one. If Gyarados comes in here, it's a little awkward. We are still at 100 base power, though, so 2 should knock out Gyarados. So, interesting game we found ourselves in. He only has his defensive mons left, and we don't have a crazy amount of things that can break his remaining stuff. And Alluring Voice is actually really annoying for our Calm Mind Landorus. So he might switch here, but both his remaining Pokemon don't want to take 2 100 base power Water Spouts. He might Wish. I think Wish is totally fair play. We do knock him really low. And he does Wish, so he could either Protect to get his health up, or he could try to switch this Wish into either Gyarados or Ting Lu. Gyarados is taking like 20% from this, so we're probably not KOing. So that's probably his play. Yeah, I think he does go Gyarados here. So we'll go into hands. If he Alluring Voices, then it's fine. We get the free switch. And he gets his health back, which is not great. But we need Blastoise to have Surf, so he does protect. Totally fair play. Florges is very annoying for us. We haven't seen an item, I don't think. So, Florges versus Iron Hands. I think it definitely knocks us out, especially without AV. Yeah, 40%. And then into Cinderace. Powerball's doing about half to him. Alluring Voice only doing about 20% to Cinderace, so that's our switch. Might go for another Wish here. Goes for Alluring Voice, which is fine. Does do that 50-something damage, and we can Pyro Ball pretty freely. He doesn't really have a good switch into this. Obviously, we can't hit non-Terra Gyarados very hard at all. But that's okay. He also could run us out of Pyro Balls eventually, which is not great because any of our other attacks are not resisted. Burn? Oh, we are getting so lucky. So he goes for a Chilling Water, lowers our attack, and a super effective damage. But the burn is going to KO. U-turn would have KO'd him next turn, so that burn is unfortunate. But I think we would have taken him out anyway, and we would have pivoted out Golden or Cinderace. So this is actually better for him because now Cinderace is stuck with -1, where he can set up Gyarados. So how do I beat Ting Lu at this point is the question. I guess I beat Ting Lu just by hitting it with everything that I have left in the back, because Landorus can set up on it. This can hit it with a low kick. He does go into Gyarados. We are at -1. If he's Intimidate, he's not Intimidate, he's Moxie. So if he gets a Dragon Dance up, do we lose? Cinderace at -1 into Gyarados. Powerball's doing 22 to 26. Low kick is also doing 22 to 26. U-turn's only doing about 15%. But we could go into Landorus and Intimidate him. And I don't think Waterfall KOs us from where we're at. Waterfall does a max of 302. So I think our best bet is to U-turn and get Landorus in, take one hit, and knock it out with a Sludge Bomb. Yeah, so Pyro Ball would have been really close. A burn would have KO'd it, but I don't know that it was worth the risk. We'll pivot in Landorus. And I guess here, the only way he lives is if he's Terra Ground and he Sludge Bombs. It does go for Dragon Dance, but at least he's at neutral. So Landorus Sludge Bomb, if he becomes a ground type, he might actually live it, which would be horrible. Makes me really wish I ran Psychic or a Grass Knot or some kind of move like that. But I will just go for a Sludge Bomb. We do have the Poison chance, I suppose. Doesn't Terra has Ice Fang, and he KOs. We might have just lost. Okay. And he gets an attack raise from Moxie, so I think we did just lose. Ice Fang does slightly more, so that was actually a roll if he's not adamant. But he is only at +1 speed. And our Blastoise is modest, and we should always take one, actually, pretty easily. I can check Earthquake really quickly. Yeah, we easily take an Earthquake, so we'll just Surf. I actually completely forgot we had Blastoise in the back. He is faster if he's Jolly, or if he's Adamant just max. But if he's any less than that, we outspeed. So we'll Terra. If he's Terra Blast Grass, he does KO, and he does win, which would be insane. He's flying. That does not KO us, though. And Surf will KO him back. Is Terra Blast flying? It's saying here 56 to 67. Oh, shoot. He got that extra boost. Yeah, so he does win. Damn, great game, dude. I guess I shouldn't have went Landorus, I should have just went straight into Blastoise, but then it would have ended the same. So Sucker Punch Cinderace would have been massive here. Unfortunately, we don't have it. Nice. That's a really good bring. Ice Fang, Earthquake, Terra Blast, Dragon Dance. So no Water Stab. I mean, I guess my play earlier was just a Pyro Ball then. That's my big misplay of the game, is to not click Pyro Ball, go for the burn. Which is fine. Maybe he thinks we have Sucker Punch here and switches and throws the game, but I actually think even at this point he wins if he switches here, because Ting Lu, we just can't beat it with what we have left. So yeah, that Gyarados went hard. I guess saving Grafaiai would have been a good win condition for us. Golden Go wouldn't have done anything here, but yeah, saving Grafaiai's Encore in the back would have stopped him from ever being able to Dragon Dance, so Blastoise could have always revenged. But at that point, it was just hard for us to pick any kind of sack, so it wasn't really worth it. But yeah, good game. My opponent played it super well. I got lucky, and I still got destroyed. So I think super good brings Frosty. Hopefully we meet again in playoffs, and I can get a non-salty run back, because I shouldn't be salty because I got lucky. But anyway, GG's. Hope you enjoyed. This makes us 2-1. We only lost 2-0 there, so we're still at a +7 differential, so we're looking pretty good. I feel good about our next few games. Kind of glanced at the matchups, so hopefully we can keep the winning streak going and not let this loss get us down. So yeah, GG's, and we'll see you next week.